Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Welcome to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Thank you for staying with us. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And time check right now is 8:42 a.m. It's time for Mainland Focus. That's the part where we select one or two major stories of the front pages of our papers. We'll put some spotlight on it and then open the phone line for you to share your thoughts and your submission as regards the focal points for the day. Today we are taking our focal points of the pages, of the front pages of The Guardian and Vanguard newspaper. The first is on the front page of The Guardian, where we have the flood conversation. Fear of fatalities as Borno Dam collapses, displacing 500,000 people. What we have here is that hundreds of thousands have been displaced after floods submerged 70% of Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. Although there are no immediate reports of fatalities, but there are fears that this could change as the magnitude of the tragedy becomes more evident. Online footage have shown entire houses have been submerged underwater. The flood came after torrential downpours and has been, exacerbated by the collapse of the Alau Dam. Reports suggest that over 500,000 residents may have been displaced. The Alau Dam is a significant water resource that's located approximately 15 kilometers southwest of Maiduguri, and it was constructed primarily for irrigation, and it has a water holding capacity of about 100 million cubic meters. And as it is now, a lot of places have been affected. The flood waters have overflown the Fori Bridge, which connects Fori, and it has swept through homes. And also another major, disaster that this has brought on is, the fact that hundreds of inmates in a prison in Borno State have dozens of Boko Haram commanders have reportedly escaped. There's a correctional center in Maiduguri said over 200 inmates escaped from the facility after a part of the facility's fence was pulled down in the aftermath of the flood. It's a serious situation. It's a major situation. The president has, lent his voice and his condolences. The state's emergency management have also been putting some measures together. But the question around proactive measures or proactive strategies, still comes into play. This is not it is not an accident. It is not because, an accident is unforeseen. All right. It's not an accident. It's something that it's coming, it's going to happen. But what are the things, what are the, strategies, proactive strategies that you put in place to mitigate the whatever disaster or whatever damage that it's going to cause? But it's going to come. It's definitely going to come, and it's going to do one or two things, cause some inconveniences, but the extent of the damage can be controlled or can be curtailed. All right. So the question around what are proactive strategies that government can do, because the alerts always come, the weather agencies and all of that, they bring out the alert, the flood is coming, the rains are coming, do what you need to do, move to higher grounds and all of that. And what can be said about government's response to red alerts to disasters? What can you say about government's response? The people of Borno State have been speaking. They said, the government has always been slow and all of that. So what can you say about the government's response to disaster? What needs to be done? And also, what can the farmers do? What should the government do? Because hundreds of thousands of hectares of farmland have been damaged and destroyed by the flooding. This means that the farmers won't be able to go to the farms, and this would, one way or the other, exacerbate the food insecurity that we're currently going through in the country. So what are the mitigation efforts that the farmers can put in place, and what are the mitigation efforts that the government can put in place as well. And that's as regards the flooding situation in Borno State. 500,000 people have been displaced. A lot of people just woke up and found themselves in water. The second focal point is taken now off the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Ajaero, nobody is above the law, says federal government. Allegations of rights abuse in Nigeria, false. Federal government replies UK TUC. My ordeal with DSS operatives, other security agencies, NLC president says they are fishing for evidence to nail us. Confirms return of his seized passport, his phones. How pressure from local and international community forced the government to release Ajaero. NLC to conduct medical checks on its president. Oppression from Tinubu's regime surpasses military dictatorships, and that's coming from Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president. We didn't raid, we came for investigation, DSS tells Serap. The story is on page 5. There's quite a lot to unpack, as a matter of fact, and this all started with the rearrest of NLC President Joe Ajaero at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja when he was on his way to the UK TUC conference, the TUC conference that's been held in the UK. That's the Trade Union Conference of the Trade Union Conference. What am I saying? Conference of the Trade Union Congress, rather, in the UK. All right. It was on his way there because he had been billed to be a speaker there, and he was unable to go because he was arrested and detained by the DSS while he was on his way there. And of course, the TUC, have put out statements, accusing the government of the country of human rights abuse and violations, insisting that however how it was all done was totally out of place. Of course, Bayo Onanuga, a special advisor to the president on information and strategy, had put out a statement which we read earlier on. We can't take it all again, but the crux is that the federal government rejected accusations of rights abuse made against it. In a statement, stating that Joe Ajaero is refused to honor invitation of a law enforcement agency carrying out an investigation, saying that he is not above the law. All right. But then there's a lot actually to unpack from this particular one. Onanuga said, we are not aware that there's anyone in the UK or anywhere, who will flagrantly ignore invitation or summons of, any citizen of the country and all. I think it's something that we are taking earlier on. So we're asking this question around, this whole. All right. Yes. Thank you. All right. This whole, activity, let me put it that way. This whole activity of where, we just pick up people and then, the rhetoric of asking the same questions over and over, because Joe Ajaero has come forward to say his second coming or his second appearance, at the DSS was this exact same questions I was asked the first time. And his lawyers had already mentioned that he would not be able to make that particular appearance because he's traveling for a conference outside of the country. So as regards what's going on with Joe Ajaero, as regards, Bayo Onanuga's statement, and also as regards Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who has also lent his voice on this particular one, the issue here is there are statements, what Joe Ajaero has been accused of of terrorism financing due to an office above the NLC headquarters that's being used by a certain Andrew Wine, who is not in the country, and what exactly is affiliation with that particular one. It's just a lot to unpack, really. So we're just asking a question around what are your thoughts as regards this back and forth between NLC, Ajaero, Bayo Onanuga, the federal government. We also have here Alhaji Atiku Abubakar on his X page stating that the level of oppressive control now imposed surpasses even the hardest days of military dictatorship. The escalating assault on civil society and the media by the Bola Tinubu administration are profoundly disturbing. The level of oppressive control now imposed surpasses even that. The recent arrest of Mr. Joe Ajaero epitomizes this regime's relentless campaign to intimidate and subdue organized labor. Just days prior, security forces detained a journalist only to claim it was a grievous error. What if the outcome had been fatal? That's Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Your thoughts on that particular statement as well. Speaking on his, ordeal with DSS, it said, and I quote, "It was like the DSS arrested me on behalf of the Intelligence Response Team, Department of the Police, because the IRT operatives came to interrogate me and take my statement while I was detained. The DSS also interrogated me and took my statement. I do not know why they have to embarrass me publicly like that. The same RRT operatives in whose office we were on August 20th Valley Bookshop on the second floor of NLC Secretariat Building. They asked me whether we had communicated on phone, whether he communicated with me in writing, and so on. They also asked if I know the protesters, the hashtag End Bad Governance protesters, especially Eleo Jokpalua. I also told them I knew him because I employed him at NUEE, that's Union of Electricity Employees. They said that the Labour Party they see today was founded when Adams Oshiomhole was president of NLC. They asked about the issue of air peace, which we have settled since last year. Intimidate and do whatever they like to cower us. And that is Joe Ajaero on his ordeal with the
Sandra, while we are talking about this back and forth, and while we are looking at our security operatives putting so much energy on Joe Ajaero, on end bad governance protesters, unless you are saying Joe Ajaero is lying. The same thing he said he was asked when he first repeated them. They repeated the same thing. If you look at the lines of questioning, you ask yourself, why is the show of force? Why all of these back and forth? Really? Because I think that, look, the DSS, the NIA, the Army, all our security operatives now should be more concerned about the state of insecurity in the north. We're already talking about flooding that is going to lead to also food crisis. Sandra, it's going to aggravate the food crisis we are dealing with, whether we like it or not. We are not paying attention. Farmlands are being washed away. Farmers are being killed. Stop from farming. Insecurity is spread. People are being kidnapped. We're in the region where we produce most of our food. And here you are, we have all of this back and forth. And then I just think that, look, the president needs to quickly, create a path. Get himself together to understand what governance is all about, really, and focus on real issues. And whether we like it or not, what we are saying, with the suppression of dissenting voices, the conscription of the civic space, should not be happening under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a pro-democracy activist. It should not be. You see, it should not. I've seen people try to paraphrase it. I look at people like Bayo Ononuga, the things they are doing, and some of us are shocked and worried. These are people we used to know. Are we re-knowing them? Are we now knowing them again? Is there something new about these people? Because it is about what they are known for in the past. Sandra, this should not be happening under them. I say it again with all sense of empathy. That what we are seeing with protesters being charged for treason, the back and forth between the NLC and the security operatives, this aggression and gouging of dissenting opinion. I'm saying it again because of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we used to know this should not be happening again in democracy under President Bola Tinubu, a pro-democracy activist. That's what we are saying. And I think his friends have also told him, Professor has told him, his friends are telling him it should not be happening. And that's why I told you, look at the statement read by Bayo Ononuga. After all said and done, he started to talk about when the refineries were sold and how the NLC fought the jail and it was reversed, and because of that, the four refineries have done. So is that the reason why Joe Ajaero is not being arrested? How does that relate to what we are saying? Kill and we kill also, and we do one way. It's just unbelievable, really. And that's why I'm saying that, look, a jury is out. I would advise the president to look for a PR person, a thoroughbred, well-trained PR professional to handle information management for him. This combative, disruptive strategy of abusing everybody and responding to everything without a clear idea of what to do. In public relations, you create a goodwill for your principal. You make friends for your principal. And you speak on the truth. That's public relations. And that's why spokespersons are supposed to be PR professionals, not necessarily journalists.
All right, Fuad, the second focal point, please.
And then on the flooding, well, this is where we found ourselves. I agree that we need to quickly do an integrity test on all our dams, keep an eye on all the other dams, look at our water bodies. If we need to quickly begin to dredge some or create some embankment, if we need to start to relocate people from low-lying areas, we still have some time to quickly do all of that, because it's not just Maiduguri. I suspect other cities states are also going to be affected.
And there were 9 of them that were, 13 rather. There were 13 states that were read out for the red alerts as regards flooding.
So let's look into those alerts now and begin to do what we need to do. Maiduguri has happened and after with them, but we have to stop others from happening or try to reduce what the effects will be. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Said Fuad. I appreciate your submission this morning. All right, the phone line is open now. 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call to join the conversation this morning. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can join the conversation on that particular platform as well. On those platforms, both of them, Facebook and YouTube, just drop your submission in the live chat section and we'll read them. You can also send in WhatsApp messages on 0913 6000 430. 0913 6000 430. You can send your WhatsApp messages to that number. For those who will be calling in, you have just 2 minutes, so please let's stick within the 2 minutes time frame. Once it's 2 minutes, we give you your prompt and then we move on to the next call for the day. Please let's adhere to the time frame. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. We're looking at the flood situation in the country at this time. What are proactive strategies? What are mitigation efforts that farmers or the government can do as well? And also this back and forth between JᴏɪＲ, NLC and the federal government. What exactly is going on with that one? So let's have a conversation around that. Those are the 2 focal points that we have this morning. Time check right now is 9 o'clock. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sister Sandra.
Good morning.
It's Ikechuku.
Oh, you're welcome.
I greet you and I support Mr. Fuad. May God bless him and you. And I support what Atiku Abubakar said this morning. My heart goes for the flooding victim. Flooding and the tsunami and the hurricane Katrina is a natural disaster. But our Nigerian government are not proactive. They are reactive when it happens. So they should carry them where they go stay safe and do that environmental impact assessment and repair our dam. And then now open border so that those people can eat right. Now concern again. I respect our DSS with my last past American FBI. But it's like they're losing my respect. The terrorists from Nigeria is disturbing Nigerians and killing farmers. And I don't know how nature could be about food. And somebody took 400 terrorist sponsor name and they left. Their first idea, they are taking our oil and taking our natural resources. They are going about Nigeria citizens, going about Ajero and the other level. Hello? Are you hearing me? That's what I want to tell you today. It is unacceptable. Abacha was busy pursuing Nadeko. Babangida was busy pursuing Major Oka to the 2nd of April 1990. And Bola Ahmed that is a #1 pro-democracy is not busy pursuing Nigeria citizens. It's very, very uncalled for and it's very, very unacceptable. And we cannot agree. It's a latest in order. There is no fuel in order. There is no motor. And Nigeria have started begging. And somebody is telling me that I should sacrifice. From 1999 till now, I never collected social security from government. I never collected loan. I never collected that money. I have been suffering for myself. We suffered and we sacrificed during they don't give us food. We sacrificed March last 2 years. They give us agricultural oil. Which kind of sacrifice again that the president wants us to sacrifice? Nigerians are dying. We are begging. Which kind of sacrifice is that?
All right, thank you.
And it's very SUV. Yes. So DSS should go and do our work and leave Bello alone. Anytime again when they arrest Lebanon, we are going to shut down Nigeria. Let them just go around and face authorities and leave Nigeria alone.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. Please let's stick within the 2 minutes time frame that's allotted to each caller. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Somebody.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Thank you. God bless you. My name is Prince Wise, calling you from a Kenya this morning. You see, for the what has happened in it's fine.
Prince Wise.
Yes,
Please, can you turn off your radio or take yourself off speaker so we can hear you clearly?
I've already taken it away.
Okay, it's better
Can you hear me now?
It's better now, yeah.
Thank you very much. You see, I think we have to pray to Almighty. What is going on in the north? It's not a palatable to the majority of us. This is a damn affair. They are who's in charge. What are we been doing before this thing happens? We got to save this country. But when you talk about Ajero, for me, we are leaders somewhere. If a policeman is started you, they are giving you the honor you deserve. The moment you refuse to go to where they say you should come, I want to get out of the country, they have the opportunity, every right to arrest you. You may be thinking you have a motive. Somebody that allegation against you, person against you, go there to answer the allegation now.
Prince Wise, Prince
Yes.
Wise, are you aware that petition from Airpeace is 1 year ago?
It can be 10 years ago.
And so they are just realizing it now.
The man meets it on the table and want to do his job.
Now.
If they invited you, they give you a honor. Let me tell you, you are going to another man's country to represent your country. And you are part of your country. You disown the authority of your country. What are we talking about? This establishment, we have different departments. You must do your job. Not until Mr. President tells you to do this. Do your job accordingly. If this man invited you, just an hour, go there with your lawyer, you will be off. But in my pardon, if you say to you by giving you honor, you are not dramatize everything. Let me tell you, this man is making name. Maybe want to be somebody later, we don't bloody care. But what he care about is for the man to honor the country, respect your country at any given time. I have been invited by police when I'm an authority of some organization. I answer. And the military, without everything, they let us off. Everybody must respect the authority of this country.
Yes.
Good morning to you.
I totally agree with you, Prince Wise. I totally agree with you. Where's the White Lion?
Just speak your call.
Because the White Lion has not appeared for any.
They are still looking for
he's
the
only,
again, it depends on.
And according to the lawyers of the NLC, Mefem Falana said they had replied to the security operatives that he won't be available on that day as he is going for a conference.
Do you want me to tell you the truth? This should not be happening about Ahmed Tinubu, a pro-democracy activist. Which
Banonuga himself stated,
was an active partner.
In his
statement. And but whether we want to take the truth or not, it's left to us, really.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, morning. I like this one.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me just. I hope it's better now.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, Mr. Farah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes. On this issue of flooding in the north.
Okay.
Look, it's purely negligence. Why do I say that? There's a provision for ecological funds, provided by federal government. You see, we have a problem in this country. Our people is money, looking for money. We based on the damaged things. It is not only in the north. What is causing the flood in Alompega? You remember Swab? It's as a Gillette dam. The moment they open it,
the dam, yes.
You understand? It is not only in the north. The moment they open that dam, it causes a lot of calamity. It's not only in the north. People is responsible for this mess, this negligence. You understand? So that is why I said, look, you see, the ecological fund, where is it? At the end of the day, at the end of the year, they will not share this money within themselves. And that is what is happening in the ministry. Look, I will tell you a story that I have a senior brother that fallen into that trap. He's a holy man. He's a holy man. He doesn't want to partake in at the end of the year project. Which they're supposed to remit to federal government funds. This man refused, but they wage war against him. So the ecological fund, where is it? It's not only in the north. It's everywhere. Where down is. It's purely negligent. Look, government should be responsible, and they should be responsive to this issue. It's not more major. It's purely nonsense. On the issue of Ajero, let me go to that. You see, like I said, we are operating a democracy. If Ajero felt it's being intimidated, you see, if a case can be on the ground, it cannot be treated. Another person can go ahead with the case. Nobody is above the law of this country. You see, Ajero has the fundamental right. If it's being intimidated, take the government to court. Have a nice day. Thank you.
But Elijah Super, okay. I think
Yeah.
I think it's gone off. I wanted to ask, what exactly did Joe Ajaero do that makes it seem like he's above the law? What? Where did he get it wrong? Where did he miss it? What did he do wrong?
See, again, Sandra, there's been a lot of, I think, information overload, really, because you have the DSS. Sometimes you have unnamed sources issuing statements. Again, the police also issuing statements, making statements. So in between all of that, the only one we can work with is that, look, he has been invited. He has honored one invitation. If there's a second invitation, his lawyer said, look, they've written that he has an engagement somewhere. Now that they've
picked him up
and
he has gone.
No, the question now is, what was the new thing, really?
Maybe there was something new in the investigation that they needed to find out, because actually you can ask him on the phone. Have you spoken to this guy?
We're not going to even dictate how the security operators want to do their job, Sandra. What I'm just saying is that, look, we have to be careful. Perception is key, Sandra, in whatever we do.
All right.
And perception on this issue is that, look, this is another effort by the government, to subdue dissenting opinions in the form of the NLC. And that was why I said, look, detrimental to the economy of the country. It's more like you are already showing that, look, it's beyond Ajaero. You have a personal interest
with the NLC. With the NLC. Not just that. It's not Ajaero.
Just Ajaero alone. Is there something? So it's almost looking from biological statement like this government has a problem with the existence of the NLC.
Of the NLC.
More like we are not supposed to have NLC again. That's what the statement is telling me as a journalist.
0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. 10 minutes past 9, and you're on to Mainland 98.3 FM. So let's have a conversation this morning. You have just 2 minutes. 0913-6000-410. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Morning, Ford, and
good morning.
Yes. I don't like joining issues because everything you say always carry sentiments. This is you tell us the party. If you find compatible, they should deal with you. It's all these things is just so like what I said. They want to gauge. In fact, to them, nothing like NLC spoke. You went to set up, play the place, NLC house, the same thing. What people say is pro-democracy, I don't understand. Is President Tinubu pro-democracy? How? He ran Lagos on challenge, he ran Lagos the way line for 8 years. What did he do? His opposition exists in the time. This is a man going to tell you that this party will not win. Is that how a Democrat behaves? So the country allowed this. And this is the way the country will be going. Maybe after him, we don't know who's coming. We are all ready to deal with all these characters around this country. Buhari came 8 years. Why? If you want to tell me where Buhari took this country, leadership is all about taking the country where they're supposed to. How we are going to treat a true leadership in this country. INEC is there to perform the job for them. And we cannot talk about process of election. Like, bring these people in. We don't talk about that. 2027 is coming again. The way for the 2027, why we are going to vote again. The process of our election is the main pain of our problem. People got it right. I don't think any of them will win up to 2 local government in election. Election is the key. Election is where we have all these leaders.
Thank you.
It's quite unfortunate.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sandra, even look at the issue of syrup. how the DSS went to Serap. Yeah, it was just for routine operations, not.
They said they didn't read. They came for
but people are asking questions. These are look. We are not too young to know what happened during the military era. These were the classic. You might think it's politics, but a bit surprising that it's happening under you, based on your antecedent as a pro-democracy activist.
Thank you very much, Said Fuad. Let's take some messages from Facebook. Yes, we're live on Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. And we have here, good morning. What is happening in Borno State is happening in all parts of the country. For Borno, it's flooding that is killing people, but for other states, it's hunger and hardship killing people. As President is ordering NEMA to quickly switch to action to attend to their need, he should also quickly switch to action to attend to the needs of hunger and hardship in Nigeria. Nigerians are really seriously passing through presently. For Borno, it is natural disaster, but for hunger is President Tinubu's bad policy, and that is... Undo Austin is asking, in all these, where is our president? Is he back from China?
The report this morning said he's abroad, no specific location. I've tried to read through the papers, reached out to one or two people, and it's just the president is abroad. China or not, I don't have that information.
President of our country.
No, that's what even the report. The president is abroad. That's all.
That's amazing. Lukman Oladipupo, sending my greetings from Dakar, Senegal, as usual. The way Naira is going down is so shameful. I took 1 million Naira to Cotonou on my way to Dakar, only to exchange it 360,000 sefa.
That's what
360,000 sefa. I met some people now smuggling our groundnut oil and many products made in Nigeria to Cotonou because it's more cheaper for them to now buy in Nigeria because of the fall of our Naira. Nigerian leaders don't care about it. Citizens, what are governors saying? Building airports. It's all right. Well, I think those are the messages I'm taking from Trends and the Papers. Let's move on now to messages for Milan Focus for this morning. Yes, because some messages dropped while we were doing Trends and the Papers earlier on Facebook. All right, we also have some WhatsApp messages here as well. I have here, good morning, Mainland FM. The flooding situation in Borno. Oh, sorry about that. The flooding situation in Borno is a foreseen situation that, if proactive action was taken, could have been averted. This unfortunate situation could spread to other states if the warning of NEMA is not heeded. This will affect food production. Displacement of people aggravate the present Ḥbɪngbàwá syndrome. Finally, Joe Ajaero is not above the law, and he should comport himself and not play into a trap already laid for him. Alhaji Remi Olisa from Palm Avenue, Mushin, sharing that particular one on WhatsApp. I also have here, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. It's a very long read. Okay, so the use of the Department of State Services to intimidate and silence labor leaders and other voices of dissent is a concerning trend in Nigeria. It suggests a disregard for fundamental human rights and freedoms, including the right to peaceful assembly, association, and expression. Such actions can be seen as a form of oppression aimed at suppressing legitimate demands for better working conditions, social justice, and accountability. The deployment of security forces to quell peaceful protests or detain labor leaders without due process can create a climate of fear, undermining trust, grievances, and working towards inclusive solutions. Suppression and intimidation only exacerbate tensions, potentially leading to further unrest and social instability. Respect for human reconsider its approach and embrace a more inclusive and participatory governance style. Country political leaders, how can an elderly man like Brian Onobike speaking hate speech and have not been arrested? What is the link of past refinery privatization got to do with Ajaero's arrest? Does he think we're as ignorant as him? Second base, Joe. And that's Nero from Akute sharing that one on WhatsApp. I also have Awolo Christopher from Shogule on WhatsApp saying, my heart goes to the good people of Maiduguri on the devastating flood caused by the damaged dam. RIP to the deceased. It's another testament of lack of good government, evidence in humongous corruption. We may get it right one day by the grace of God. But for now, Nigeria is going down, hence a higher order is urgently needed for salvation. Unfortunate, and that's Awolo Christopher. I also have here Good morning. The statement of Bayonunuga is capable of collapsing the nation as well as his current government. My advice for him, he should tread with caution because he's not going to remain there forever, but for a while. Thanks. I'm Chris Ojubeli from Ikeja, sharing that one. I also have, oh, this is a long one. Okay. Achogba Solomon in Ikeja. My joy knows no bounds of the happenings between Dangote and the... How did we get here? All right. Well, let's go back to the phone line, 0913 6,410.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Why?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
John from Mumbai. Yes. Let me talk about Jᴏɪṛ issue. The government is busy chasing Jᴏɪṛ. You remember that one monarch was killed in Kaduna recently, Abi?
Mm-hmm.
And it was said that one senator was responsible for supporting those bandits, right?
Mm.
And the DSS is not doing anything about that. I think that's a very sensitive information the son of that monarch has given to the government, and they are not doing anything about that. But they are quick to be chasing Jᴏɪṛ. Why are they behaving like this? And they have succeeded in attracting more sympathy to Jᴏɪṛ now. Yesterday paper I read somewhere where they said the columnist said that DSS succumbs to pressure from NLC release Jᴏɪṛ. What does that tell you now? It shows that sympathy has been driven towards Jᴏɪṛ. People are by and like I have said, if there is anything Jᴏɪṛ has done, they should have. I mean, for now, leave Jᴏɪṛ, put him under surveillance at a more appropriate time. Let's say about 3 or 6 months from now. Then you rein him in, you interview him. All this tension will have gone down. But they are not doing that. I think those that are packaging the affairs of all these the government and the SS, they are not doing it right at all. They are not getting it right. They are busy hitting all the politics. And I pray that Nigeria will not collapse, honestly, because the way they are going, it's just one trouble, one day, one trouble.
Right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Chitu Office.
All right.
The issue of nobody is above the law. I thank people that have mentioned the issue of Wike. Wike is above the law. Former Kogi governor is above the law. And Uluomo, when he protected people from voting and came out openly that certain tribes would not come out to vote, that man too is above the law. All these things is a distraction. The issue of the increment of the petroleum, they don't want NLC to organize anything against it. The issue is that we have to continue like this because student union is moribund. We have National Assembly is not existent, and the labor is epileptic, and that labor is what they are trying to destroy now. Let them continue. The Almighty God is watching them. Concerning the flood in Maiduguri, well, that is an opportunity. It's in their own interest, an opportunity for them. At least what have they been doing with the ecological fund? It's an opportunity for Tinubu to share palliative. He should continue with disaster management because his government is a disaster already. So it's an opportunity for him to share palliative and then to continue to invest in Nigeria money. I always conclude, they have entered one chance. One key, if you combine to Romali, they'll see that somebody that's surrounded by controversy. Good morning. Samuel once again from Kitchen.
Thank you very much,
I
Samuel.
think we need to really explain that again. The choice of words are very key when you come to the public space, And I think we've always preached this idea of decorum, I think even the use of words in this particular call are completely something that we've disassociated ourselves with, really. And I think it should just be that. Let's watch our words, really. The kinds of words we use on radio. Very important.
Thank you very much, Saidford. Appreciate that clarity. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Don Peters. I'm calling from Lɪධᴇ.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Sandra, this morning, my heart goes out to women and children
the elderly, the people of Borodo State, for what has happened to them. It's a very pathetic story. It got me emotional, very painful. The elderly, the women, the children who cannot go to school, who have left their home right now, not by their own will, but just due to negligence from people in government. I want to use this opportunity to tell the people in government, you are not there to answer names. You are there to dish out governance. And governance should be for the people. Make sure that the people you are governing are in safe hands. That is why they have committed themselves to you. Now, Sandra, Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ of a man, this government have seen Aᴊɪṕᴏ as a point man of distraction. They are using Aᴊɪṕᴏ to distract us from the real issue. Sandra, I bought 8 tubers of yam in Pessac yesterday evening, around 7:30 to 8, for 52,000 naira. 8 tubers of yam, 6,500 for one. That is the real issue. The real issue here is that the school have resumed, and so many families who are working so hard ordinarily cannot pay their children's school fees. They can't feed them. Not that they are lazy. They are very hard-working Nigerians. But right now, their paycheck cannot feed their children. They cannot take them home. They cannot even take care of their health and the rest of other things. Sandra, that is the main issue here. Anybody who is telling you that is Aᴊɪṕᴏ above the law, like someone has read it and he just take it out of my mind. Is Oluomo above the law? Is the white line above the law?
Right.
Is
Thank you, Don
above
Peters.
the law? You can imagine all what is going on here in this country.
Right.
The real issue is that Nigerians are hungry and they should not take governance and give Nigerians.
Thank you, Don Peters.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your contribution. Hello.
Yeah, Lady Sandra.
All right. Good morning.
Sorry, this place is noisy. This is Gaga Joshua calling from Butem.
All right, Gege Joshua, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, Oga Fuad, I greet you.
Good morning, Gege Joshua.
Yeah. As to the issue of Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ, I think he brought all these things to himself, Of course, Adam Mᴏൡ was part of those people who established Labour Party. But then, the way he conducted himself then, it wasn't like this, No one, I can't remember in the news where people or PDP government back then alleged Adam Mᴏ of trying to sabotage the government or any accusation of a thing. Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ openly, is openly in bed with Labour Party, which ordinarily President Tinubu is a politician. He's a politician, so any threat from Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ and NSC, President Tinubu will see it as a threat. That is the issue. So whatever they want to do with him, at least my own is not above the law. Whatever they want to do with him, let them do with him according to the law. According to the law of the land. Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ does not have immunity. So whatever they allege him, let them go to court and prove it. And he should stop disturbing Nigerians over all this his arrest. See, if they invite you, go and answer. Go there and answer. If you want to go there with journalists, go there with journalists and answer. And as for the flood, it's just so unfortunate because one, we don't prepare for some of all these things in Nigeria. We don't prepare for them. At least if you go to Iba, before Badore or all this, you see people building new building coming up in that very close to that canal. If anything happens, if there is a particular maybe 7 to 8 hours rain in that particular environment, the whole community will be submerged. You understand? So people see this particular lowland area as because one, ordinarily they are cheap. But then
Thank you, Gege Joshua.
Because one, if we have any little flood now, majority we don't even know whether it will happen at night when you are sleeping. And it's just so unfortunate.
Thank you.
I think Nigerians are just
It's all right. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Please, let's stick within the 2 minutes time frame. That's a lot. I would appreciate that. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, and you are listening to Mainland Focus and Mainland 98.3 FM. Yes, and this is Mainland Focus. We're having a conversation around the arrest and rearrest and reaction of Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ ordeal with the federal government and DSS, and also we're looking at the flood incident, yes, in Borno State. The fact that 70% of Maiduguri, the capital city of Borno, is currently submerged in water is really unfortunate. The Alao Dam has also collapsed. Hundreds of thousands of people are displaced. There's a correctional facility that has been damaged. The fence has been damaged, and a few hundreds of inmates also escaped. So the conversation around that as well. The number to call to join the conversation is 0913-6000-410. We are live on Facebook. We have some messages here on Facebook. I have Christopher Efyong. For the statement of Mr. Bayo Onanuga, the gentleman want to say what will impress the boss and keep his job. It's not a surprise to me. I think it's high time to separate analysts, journalists from politics in order to balance our analysis or comments. For the flood, our government, both states, federal, down to local government, they know what to do to stop this mess, but they will not do it. Why? But they will not stop it, but allow it to happen so that they will go there and pretend as if they care for the people. And with the comments, for NLC president and federal government DSS, they know what they are doing. I pray that they should not set this great country on fire. And that's Christopher Efyong sharing that one. I also have Agore Glory Osage. Hello, Milan FM. Some people are above the law in this country. That is it. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's fine. Kabiru Adegbero. Honestly, Nigerians don't deserve how this country is under this president who said he asked for this job. Also, we should not pity him. Ogafwat, can you imagine? No one knows precisely where the president is now. Olowa Kwayo, and that is Kabiru Adegbero.
He says we'll know. So.
It's all right. I also have It's Quadri Valentine saying, well done. I'm from Shaki. I got that in Oyo State, I think.
State, yeah.
All right. Jerry Anazodo is saying good morning as well on Facebook. I also have Ralph War, AGK. Good morning. In Nigeria, some individuals and tribes are above the law. Government is going after him just to make sure he resigns, and then they pick their favorite candidate. Look at all the permutations that's going on that particular one. Anatoye Temitakwe is saying it's unfortunate that we have a government that is not proactive to sensitive issues following the overflowing of dam in Borno State that has caused great disasters, which amongst is that it will cause further food crisis and inflation. Wild animals and inmates that have escaped will definitely cause more security threats to the country. My question now is, what have they been using ecological funds for? To me, the simple truth, which is surrounding the terrible situation, is corruption. We cannot expect anything tangible when there is no consequences for anyone or ministry that fails to perform or carry out its duty diligently. On the issue, NLC President Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪṕᴏ, it's unfortunate that President Tinubu, who has been an advocate, I think, and probably changed some of his special advisors, and most especially his spokesperson, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, as he's not representing and projecting the image of the president very well before the international community. I wish him well. And that's Temitokwe Anatoye from Jagemo community sharing that one. And those are the messages that we have for now. On Facebook, I'll come back to the phone line, 0913-6000-410.
Hello, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oga Fuad, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oga Fuad and Sandra, please, I'm begging to my own problem. Which day will come out, we will not hear any problem from this government? Which time are we going to enjoy this government? This is a big question this morning. When are we going to enjoy this government? Every morning we come out, we hear bad things about this government. Every day we hear bad things. My heart felt for the Maiduguri people, I beg. I'm not happy. I'm not happy the way the country is run. You're pursuing Ajaero, you're pursuing this person, Ajaero. Now they are sidelining us with Ajaero. Abi, they are sidelining us with Ajaero. We will not be focused about petroleum. We will not be focused now about this petroleum. Ajero now is there's a line they're using it to confuse us. I beg, good morning, Jerry.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Fuad and Sandra.
Good morning.
First and foremost, my heart goes to the people who lost their life in the flood.
Your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My name is Tengde from Mushi.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. May God Almighty Allah have mercy on the soul.
Amen.
On the issue of Ajero and Bayo Nonuga, Mr. Fuad, I will have a contrary view about this issue. Why do I say that? Ajero is not above the law. That's one thing that is very, very essential. And security issue is not an issue that will be discussed on here. As a person who is trained as a journalist, in journalism, nonsense, somebody may be perceived as speaking nonsense. But in nonsense, there is sense there. There are some salient points that come out of nonsense in getting salient information. So all these security agencies, they may have their reasons why they are inviting Ajero. Now, the question that we should ask is this. Why is only Ajero? This only labor leader. Why is it not happening to Peter Osifo? Festus. His counterpart in Festus Osifo. The counterpart in TUC, who also double as Bengasan president. The issue of Ajero, why Festus Osifo? Didn't he have a state in Nigeria? Look at what happened to Ajero in his state, Imo State. A labor leader must be above being partisan. That's one very, very essential thing. You are the labor leader of all labors in Nigeria, be it private and public. And the members of labor unions, there's a partisanship cut across all the countries in Nigeria. You must be free above all these things. That's number one. On the issue of Bayo-Onanuga, that the analogy he makes is not talking about saying having competition with NLC. The point he's making, to my own perception, is that most of these labor leaders we perceive as above all, they are not safe. That's why it makes analogy to the issue of petrol, the refinery. If the labor leaders at that time had allowed the lake to go along, let me lie, please. We do respect to you. So, what we know that being where we are to do, the refineries will have been running. It was when that contract was terminated that Dangote protest its own refinery. Now today we have a private refinery in the country. That is the issue.
Thank you, Mr. Kendi.
All right.
Have a lovely day.
And you as well. Thank you very much.
To what earlier said, nobody is defending Joe Ajero, and nobody has said it's above the law. What we are just saying is that security operatives have to be very methodical and be careful the kind of perception in the minds of the people, the way they are handling the matter. That's what we're saying. It's looking more like a vindictive affair, really, more like somebody's been victimized, really.
Especially, with the statement from Bayo-Onanuga on this particular matter.
And then the issue of our refineries, you can't suddenly say the reason why our 4 refineries are not working is because of the NLC.
That's what Bayo-Onanuga said.
He doesn't know what he's saying. The reality, when Yar'Adua cancelled the contract, they gave reasons because they felt that a lot of the contracts were shoddily done. Some of the refinery was sold, it was undervalued, and they questioned all of how the privatization was done. They gave reasons why they had to cancel the contract. So it's not, yes, the NLC were against the sale of those facilities, but if the government wanted to sell, they would still have sold those things. We sold so many things that the NLC went against, but the government still sold them.
Power sector.
So what we are saying is that, look, we have to be careful the way we situate these things. Okay, now that Dangote refinery has been commissioned for over 1 year, so the NLC is the reason why Dangote is struggling with his refinery. If we are going to pin the reason why our 4 refineries are not working out on the NLC, what about Dangote, a private man that built his refinery and is even struggling to run the refinery?
For whatever it was that happened during Goodluck Jonathan's or Umar Yar'Adua or former President Olusegun Obasanjo, all of these administrations, Jᴏɪṛ Aᴊɪṕᴏ is being called on terrorism financing.
And what I've said is
because a certain Andrew Wine has an office in NLC Secretariat,
which is for the security authorities to sort out. But what I'm saying is that how does the issue of the sale of the refinery
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to outline what Jᴏɪṛ Aᴊɪṕᴏ is being called. Jᴏɪṛ Aᴊɪṕᴏ is being called for terrorism financing and so many other things, because there's the certain Andrew Wine that owns an office in the NLC.
So how does building, what happened during Yar'Adua now
that is that is the beginning of and support
and so because of that Yar'Adua era now we should do away with the NLC. We should not have it again.
So and then we get Joshua coming and saying that the NLC owns Labour Party.
They've said they are the board of trustees. He said they asked him the same question, that we don't run the party, but we are the board of trustees.
They asked him.
And there's never been anything hidden.
Are you running a Labour Party? He said, I told them we do not run, but we are a trustee of the party.
Wait, now this is the issue again. With whatever happened to Jᴏɪṛ Aᴊɪṕᴏ in Imo State, are we justifying the assault, the physical assault on the Nigerian? Even if it was partisan, is that enough to justify the assault? Because you see, the things we condone today,
wait,
when the tables turn,
Fuad, hold on.
Yes.
Even if it was partisan,
so should they beat him?
Wait, what is democracy exactly?
So I'm not even saying that.
Is Ajaero not entitled to have his own opinion on certain political views?
And so because of that, they should beat him up, and so we should now support and condone that, so that in future when they beat you up too, we'll say the same thing.
They should not beat anybody up.
So that's what we're saying.
All right, let's take one more call and wrap things up with a few messages. Hello, good morning.
Oh, wow. Good morning, man.
Good morning, sir.
Ogami, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kambelina.
From Mafuluku.
Yes.
You see, I was saying this thing yesterday. There's no justification for stopping this man from where he was going, only for you to come and start asking him primary school questions. Have you called this person before? Are you funding this? That is very, very, very primitive question. This is what you should have done. In fact, before you even go to arrest somebody, you should have done your investigation. So why do you now stop him from an important meeting like that, just to come and be asking those questions, and then you release him thereafter? I think this man should take them to court, even if the court belongs to government. And Mr. Fuad, have you ever seen this thing happening? A big crisis like the one in Maiduguri or Borno State, and the president is somewhere. Can you see that thing happening in America? Wherever the president was, he would have gone there straight.
The vice president is there. We've seen videos.
Vice president, listen.
All right.
And then you are there somewhere. We don't know where you are. And your vice president, he was just there for the optics. He's not his job. This is where we see leadership. He was supposed to be there, right there, inside that water. Some people will come and be protecting him and be telling us all kinds of things. I'm very annoyed with some of these words I call you, but I don't want to mention their name. I'm calling you from. Anyway, let me not say it.
It's okay.
Bye-bye.
It's okay. Thank you very much.
You don't have to be annoyed with anybody.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. I understand that some people are even calling from the filling station. Let's not forget that people are still on queue and around people.
And for those of us who are not on the queue too,
I think it's something that we donated money for what to buy for a day for yesterday.
Please tell them.
All of us in the office donated money. All right, that's a wrap for today on the show. It was quite, a very, very, revealing conversation that we had this morning, especially around what's going on with Ajaero. He has been released. His passport has been returned. His phones have been returned as well. Whether or not he will still be able to attend the TUC conference, that's still, up for conversation. We'll find out, that, of course, before the end of the week. And also, statements have come as regards the Borno Dam collapse, but the federal government has opened IDP camps around, and the president has also assured of some support to, the state government as regards whatever it is that they are doing to handle the situation.
And I think Ogun State should pay attention to the low-lying areas from OPIC, you're laughing or non-existent practically.
Non-existent, and then the roads are terrible.
And then immediately the dam is open in Ogun State, it's a problem.
Is something that I don't know the state of Mᴏᴏ right now in Ijebu, and to think that road leads to this man that died.
The Pepperito.
Pepperito, yes, that man. His house is just on that road. But that's it for as regards that particular that's it as regards that particular conversation. The things is very, very important. 70% of the entire Maiduguri.
Yeah, we saw the vice president in water practically wading through the floods.
It's currently underwater, submerged totally. All right. So more needs to be done as regards that particular. More needs to be done. And if you stay in an area where you know that the ground line is really flat,
it's prone to flooding,
and it's prone to like I said, it's not an accident, it's something that's expected. It's not an unforced, it will come, but there are ways that we can mitigate and reduce to the barest minimum whatever disaster that's called damage that's going to come. TikTok will be discussing capitalism in Africa, and then by 1 p.m. it's Midweek Politics with Said Fuhad, Okwemi Akinode, and Victor Achibong, and by 4 p.m. Sage Babalola will be in the Situation Room, so the conversation always continues. All right, so all you have to do is stay tuned to the dial, which is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.